Every time we kissed, the house breathed, and whatever lived in the walls. Wanted an asterisk, we moved into a house with no address, and every time we kissed, something in the walls moved closer. The house didn't exist on any map, didn't appear on the estate agent's site after we signed the paperwork, and didn't have a proper address, just Mosswood Cottage, Westdales. We thought it was charming, remote, a fixer-upper with ivy curling around windows and too many rooms for two people. My partner Jude called it fate. I called it suspicious, but we'd been desperate to leave the city and start over, and it was the only place we could afford after what happened between us, what we never talk about. From the moment we stepped inside, the air was heavier, like it had already memorized our breath. The floors creaked in long, slow sighs, and the wallpaper in the hallway peeled in the shape of fingers reaching downward. But it was quiet, secluded, and beautiful in that decaying English countryside way, so we unpacked, painted walls, planted lavender, and tried to be happy again. But the first time we kissed in the house, just a peck, an apology after a disagreement, I swear something, and the walls shifted. I felt it, like breath being held. We both froze. Old house, Jude said. It settles. But the next time, when we made love in the living room on a rainy Tuesday, the floorboards beneath us groaned like they were remembering. That night, I heard a whisper coming from behind the boiler room door, one we hadn't been able to open. Yet, something like humming or wet teeth clicking. I told Jude, but they laughed it off, said I'd always had an overactive imagination, so I let it go until the third kiss. We were in the upstairs hallway, and the moment our lips touched, the light bulb above us exploded. Not flickered, exploded. We kissed again, later, in defiance, and that's when the mirror cracked spider-webbed from the inside. We stopped kissing after that. Not because we didn't want to, but because it felt like something was punishing. US, like we were being watched. One night we fought. Something petty. I left for a walk, rain hammering down, came back soaked, and found Jude sitting on the kitchen floor, trembling. The walls breathed. They whispered, not creaked, breathed. I didn't laugh. I just sat down beside them, heart pounding. We slept back to back that night, no touching. The next morning, we found the word closer written in condensation on the bedroom window, even though it hadn't rained. I started researching. The house had no past, no records, no previous owners. I even contacted the agent who claimed they'd never listed a Mosswood Cottage. I found their email later that night deleted from my inbox. Gone. When we finally pried open the boiler room door, the air inside was wrong, thick, like syrup. There was no boiler, just stone walls covered in tiny handprints, hundreds of them, some fresh, some smeared. And in the center, a single iron cot with burn marks on the bars. Jude said we needed to leave. I agreed, but that night they kissed me in the dark, soft, slow, like they used to, and from the walls, something moaned, closer now. We packed in silence, but in the middle of the night, I woke up alone. Jude was gone. The house was silent, but the floorboards were warm. I called their name, nothing. Then I heard it, breathing, not mine, not Jude's. Deep, rattling, hungry. I followed it to the basement door, which had never been there before. I opened it, and there Jude stood face blank, eyes bleeding black tears. They smiled, kissed me, and whispered, "It wants us both now." The door slammed behind me. I tried to run, but the walls closed in like lungs exhaling stone. We were inside it, part of it. And now, every time I feel their lips again soft in the dark, I know we're feeding it. Loving each other in a house that only lives when we do. A house with no dress because it isn't a place. It's a promise. One kiss at a time, we give ourselves to the thing in the walls. And it's always, always closer